discussion if y'all need be. I am July Summers Ellington, but you can call me July if you nasty, and you are now on July After Dark, the podcast. How's everybody feeling? How's everybody doing? I'm good. Thank you for asking. I'm amazing. Do I have a doozy for y'all? And I don't even want to call it that, because that's really not what it is. But we gonna call it something for now, and then I guess we'll find another word for it as the topic goes on. But I wanted to touch base on something, and something that I wanted to touch base on was with the holidays coming up. You know how, Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever you and your family celebrate, New Year's, things like that. It's a bunch of different holidays coming up, and I wanted to touch base on memories, the memories you had as a child and with your family. Are you gonna recreate that with your children, with your new family, with the family you now have? Do you already do it? It's a whole bunch of things. So, the memories I have growing up, I didn't really dress up for Halloween. That wasn't something me and my family was really into. But we definitely did celebrate Thanksgiving, of course, and we celebrated Christmas. And on New Year's, when I was younger, my dad would go to work, and he would say that little funny punchline, I'll see you next year. So those were the memories I had. But now growing up, me being the adult I am, me having a child of my own, I want to say that a lot of the things that I used to do or didn't do, I sort of do now. And there's just certain things I just could care less for. So Halloween coming up, I don't celebrate Halloween. I don't care for it. I've never been the type to go out my way and dress up for it, any of that. I don't do that. I don't really do the Halloween parties theme or whatever, but a few of my friends have asked me to go to Halloween parties this year. Whatever, let's see what's up. But I was never a fan of it, but my child is. So I let my child dress up how she feels, and however they deem fit to want to be dressed, and whatever character, if I can find it with the means, hey, by all means, you are now that character. So, that's just it. And then with Christmas and stuff like that, and Thanksgiving, I still try to have her spend those holidays with my family, extended family. For Thanksgiving, my family's gonna come around, and we're doing things, and we're hanging out and stuff like that. And it's been a while since my whole entire family has been in one room together. So this is actually the first time that my mom is gonna have all her grandkids in the same room in over 2 years. And now we have an addition to our family, which is my nephew, my baby. And it's gonna be a great thing. It's gonna be an amazing thing. You know why? Because you have to cherish those. Those will become memories. As it's gonna become our present day. At some point, it will be a memory. So you have to just cherish that, because man, you just don't get those back. You just don't get those times back, but you always have the memories to fall right back on. So with that being said, not all memories are good memories. Everybody has been a victim of it. So everybody's had good memories, bad memories. Everybody's had just memories in general, of course. Like I said, not all memories are good memories. What do you do when the bad memories hit you? And in July After Dark, I always got a story time for you. You know why? Because this world is so goddamn fucking small. this world is just too small for my liking. So we're gonna change the names of the characters for privacy purposes. We're gonna give one's name, we're gonna give them just letters. We're not even gonna give them names, letters. A and B. And we're gonna add C. So A is somebody that I see often. A and I have conversations just, just in general. Me and A, we get along real well. I could say A is hilarious. I actually have not found a person as funny as A, because A really does it for me. So because A, we'll name him Andy, because Andy is like so funny, I don't never know when he's serious or not. So Andy has a ritual each day. He just does his own thing, and I've caught on to it. Today, Andy is on the phone. He's just having a regular conversation, but he keeps mentioning a name, and I'm just like, yo, I know somebody with that name, but being funny, because like I said, me and Andy, we laugh all the time. Like, that's just what me and Andy do. So Andy is laughing, and I'm like, yeah, I know somebody with that name. He was like, no, you don't. I said, yeah. So I give him a description of the person I think it is. So he goes, what? Nah, stop. I'm like, okay. He shows me a picture of who the person that I didn't think was gonna be. Andy shows me a picture of Brandon. But I wasn't talking about Brandon when he mentioned Brandon's name. So when he kept mentioning Brandon, I was like, I know a Brandon. And he was like, oh, is this Brandon? I said, oh, that's not the Brandon I'm talking about. But needless to say, whatever. I only know Brandon because I met him through Chris. And me and Chris had a situationship, and it ended not in the best way for me. So because now I know Andy and Brandon are friends, I know Andy knows Chris. So he confirms that he knows Chris. He's seen Chris around, but he's obviously closer to Brandon. So I'm like, okay, cool. It just goes to show how small the world is, because even when you're trying to have a good day, the memories I got from Chris weren't good. So it goes back to memories. Like, when you have to deal with memories, listen, I'm not a hater. I'm going to wish you the best whenever you choose to want to go. And however you choose to want to leave, whatever friendship, situationship, relationship that we have together, by all means, I'll wash my hands with you too. And I'm going to wish you nothing but the best. But I shouldn't have to think about you. I shouldn't want to think about you. I shouldn't have to come across you. Like, if I left you in my past, you're in my past. And I'm not in a position or in that same position to even think of you in that sense, because I've elevated. I know I've gotten better. Yeah, it was rocky in the beginning, but eventually it gets better. So when I have friends or I have people tell me, oh, I'm not doing good today. Today wasn't a good day. I wasn't too happy. What you're feeling is temporary, but feel it. So the next time that feeling may come across, or you feel that feeling creeping up, you know how to identify it, and you know how to tackle it, because you can't let the same thing keep bringing you down. You have to eventually stand up to it. I know it's easier said than done, but it's not impossible. And that's also my favorite line. So I know I'm gonna have my days and my time where I'm gonna run across this person's Instagram, Facebook, friend, whatever. How I deal with the emotion, how I deal with that memory is on me. If I let it consume me, and if I let it put me in a bad mood, and if I let it continue to be a bad memory, then it's gonna continue to be that. But if I now look at it in a sense like, okay, it's a bad memory not because of you, but because that wasn't the best version of me. And seeing myself how I was back then to how I am now, it makes the memory worth it. Because you just see elevation, you see the better you. And I think that's just what we all strive for in whatever we do, to just be as good as we know we can be. You don't want to depend on somebody else to make you good like that. Or you don't want to depend on somebody else to make you feel like that. You want to automatically feel that way from the gate about yourself. Because what everybody else or anybody else thinks about you or feels for you is a plus. The good memories may also come right behind it. It may not always be all bad memories. Don't look at it like that. I look back at a lot of the friends that I had and that we are no longer friends and that I've had to just move on from and eliminate myself. And I look back at the good things because they've taught me things. They've said things to me that I may never forget. They've said things and jokes to me that I will always laugh about. You can take that with you, and it does not have to be a bad thing. It could literally just be a memory that just fades on in itself. And you keep moving forward. Because the next best thing that starts with an M is money. Keep getting that shit. Always get that motherfucking paper for me. Always. I think that the time that we all have left on this planet, utilize that motherfucker. Because it's people out here that don't care for you. It's people out here that don't mean well for you. It's people out here that's going to tell you taking a motherfucker to the Cheesecake Factory and Applebee's is not okay as a first date. Like, who does that? They setting their standards a little too high. And I ain't got time for it. Listen, I ain't got time for it. Take me to Applebee's. Please do. I want you to. I've already said this before, and if you follow me on social media, you know what I'm about to say. You take me to Applebee's for our first date, the chances of you fucking, the chances of us fucking is as high as Redman was at the Source Awards. Because baby, I cannot, baby, I cannot. Take me to the Cheesecake Factory now, and it's our first date. It's up. You know why? For two reasons. Because I've always wanted to go. Two, I ain't never fucking been. So now, not only are you taking me to a spot I've always wanted to go, but you're taking me to a spot that I've never been. Don't even order dessert. It's right here. It's right here. It's right here. So, listen. Let's not settle for less. I think I keep telling y'all this all the fucking time. I think that's about to be my motherfucking slogan. Stop settling for less. Get your paychecks. And get you a motherfucking Leo. It's really just that simple.